Hey, what's up guys? I'm Scott from MuscularStrength.com, and today we're going to focus on fixing your hand grip on some of your favorite exercises in the gym. Now, it might not seem all that important, but believe it or not, proper hand placement when performing an exercise can be the difference between not only avoiding an injury, but actually targeting the intended muscles the exercise is supposed to train. Now, it may take some time for you to apply all the changes in this video, but don't get discouraged, guys. If you've been performing an exercise a specific way for a long time, your body has now adapted to what you've been doing. So when you start making corrections, it's not unusual to feel weaker at first, but in time, you will be stronger than ever. So, let's get started. First up is the close grip bench press. And I have to be honest, guys. For a long time, I made this mistake as well. In fact, I think that the majority of us who went to the gym pre-YouTube started out close grip bench pressing with terrible form, and the bad hand placement in question is when your hands are super close together like this in the middle of the barbell. Now, this is bad for many reasons, guys. Number one, having to balance the barbell with your hands this close together, that's just wasted energy that could go towards more reps and more weight. Number two, you'll tend to bench more over your chest instead of your core, which is the proper range of motion to target your triceps. Number three, this grip forces your elbows to be flared out instead of being close to the sides of your torso. And four, if you think in terms of the path of least resistance in order to lift as heavy as you can, with your hands in this position, you're placing a lot of that pushing force in your elbows and wrists, which can over time lead to wrist and elbow pain or possible injury. So what is proper hand placement on this exercise? Well, believe it or not, it's with your hands about shoulder width. So why do people do it this way? Well, I think it comes down to that most people associate a wider grip with the bench press because they don't really have a proper understanding of the movement pattern of the barbell when close grip bench pressing. They think that if they have their hands any wider than this, the exercise is automatically a bench. But the close grip bench press isn't the same exact form of a barbell bench press with just your hands closer together. That's not how it works. In fact, in order to execute the movement properly, you need to tuck your elbows in and press up over your torso, which is very different from a bench press where you're pressing up and over your chest. So lower the weight, fix your grip, and start finally utilizing this amazing exercise the correct way. And speaking of the bench press, that's our second exercise. But this is more for safety rather being bad form. And what I'm referring to is using a false grip, also known as a suicide grip when performing the movement. Now, for those of you who don't know, a suicide grip is when you place your thumb on the same side as the rest of your fingers when gripping the barbell. And if executed correctly, it can help reduce the amount of internal rotation and flared elbows out position that happens when using a traditional grip or thumb around the barbell. But the problem is that most people don't know how to execute this grip properly, okay? It's much more than just going like this with your thumb, and as a result can be seriously injured if the barbell slips out of their hands, crushing their face or neck. That's why it's also known as a suicide grip. Now, if you guys would like a video on how to properly use the false grip when benching, tap that like button and comment below, and I'd be more than happy to film a tutorial video. But in the meantime, your best bet is to stay safe, work on your shoulder flexibility, and use a traditional grip when benching. Especially if you don't have a spotter. You'll have a lot more control over the weight with the traditional grip, and it's a lot easier to continue to make gains when you're not dead from barbells. Next up is the hammer curl. I know, guys, not a hard exercise to execute, right? Well, there's always room for improvement. If I can help you guys lift just a bit heavier, that's what I'm going to do. So in most cases, we just walk over to the rack, grab a pair of dumbbells, and then it's off to the races. But pay attention next time to your hand placement when you grab the dumbbells. It's instinct to grab them in the middle because that's the easiest way to hold them balanced in your hands as you remove them from the rack. But grabbing in the middle means that there will be a lot of wasted energy on your forearms as you try to keep this grip as you complete your repetitions. So, as soon as you're about to begin your first set, loosen your hands up a bit and slide them to the top of the dumbbells. This way the upper plate can rest a bit on your hands and you won't have to squeeze the handle so hard to hold the weight. I know, guys, it's a simple adjustment, but it will really come in handy when your grip is fatiguing and you still have 3 or 4 reps left in the tank. The fourth exercise is the barbell back squat, and I actually just released a really great video going over all the pain points to the squat that could be preventing you from going full range of motion and how to fix them. So if you missed that video, I'll link for it for you guys below. But let's dive a bit more into hand placement here. Guys, it's super important, whether high or low bar squatting, that the barbell is securely placed and held on your back and shoulders. If not, as you perform the movement, there's a good chance the barbell will move, which can throw off the entire set. Loose weight is not only dangerous, but it can also impede the maximum amount of weight that you can lift. So, when you set up for your squat, try your best to keep a narrow grip and your wrists neutral. This is going to be the best way to make sure the barbell is secure the entire set. So it should go without saying that if you can't quite get to a narrow grip, do the best you can while continuously working on your shoulder and wrist flexibility week to week. Now, before we get to the final exercise, if you guys enjoy my no BS approach to training and want to see more videos from me, show your support by clicking that subscribe button and tapping that notification bell so you never miss a new video upload. Also, guys, I apply the same approach to all my 12-week programs on my website and app, Muscular Strength, and I really hate it when trainers sell programs that are 180 pages long with so much information that you just end up being lost and confused. And to be quite honest with you, 99% of that information is just fluff to help convince you that your $200 investment was worth it. I don't roll like that, guys. $8 a month gives you access to all my muscle gain and fat loss programs, my custom meal planner, my routine and exercise database, and all the new content that I add on a weekly basis. However, I am raising my price from $8 a month to $10 a month very soon. But if you join as a platinum member before July 11th, you can lock in your membership at $8 a month. And with my legendary program coming soon, you won't want to miss it. All right, so the final exercise we're going to cover today is the upright row. Now, before everyone gets upset again, all right, let me just make a few things very clear with this exercise. I have 0 shoulder pain and no previous injuries impeding my ability to perform this exercise correctly, all right? So if you do, it is 100% okay to switch to dumbbells, and at this point, the hand placement doesn't even matter, so you're good to go. But if you're like me and you really enjoy this exercise with a barbell, here is what you need to do. Firstly, when I use the upright row, guys, I am never overloading with this exercise. In fact, it should never be used that way. I only use it for high volume sets, and to be honest, it's probably because of this that I've never had any issues with this exercise. You see, most people end up hurting themselves because when they grab the barbell with their hands super close together like this, which is wrong, they're able to pull more weight up, but not necessarily target your rear delts and shoulders more or your traps. So all this really accomplishes is internal shoulder rotation, which leads to shoulder impingement and a future injury. To execute the movement properly, you need to grab the barbell with your hands about shoulder width or a tiny bit wider, so that as you get to the top of the movement, you can pull your elbows back and down to properly target your traps and deltoids. So if you can't do this even with a barbell, then switch to dumbbells and once again, continue to work on your shoulder flexibility. I hope this video helps you guys lift with better form in the gym, and remember that when applying these tips, you will need to lower the weight. But I guarantee that once you nail down the proper grip, how much weight you can lift in all your working sets will go up. And as always, more good stuff coming soon. Did you learn a lot from today's video? Well, I got plenty more content where that came from in this playlist over here. But if you think you're finally serious about making some real progress with your training, click the link below and download my app, Muscular Strength. I'll see you there.